We all want to live forever, but why should liches have all the fun?
Today we're looking at the arcane tradition of immortality.
Welcome everyone, I'm Sean, this is Tony, and today we're going to be going over the arcane feature of Immortality. This is from Reddit user Flashpointbrews, and this is essentially a school of magic focused around vitality, living a long time, and trying to prolong one's life.
Now, I kind of like this thing because he makes a great point.
Yeah.
And that's, liches shouldn't have all the fun.
Precisely.
The idea of having a phylactery and all that kind of stuff. Plus, there really isn't any rules for having a phylactery in any of the official material.
Well, thankfully it's not specified, so that does kind of help when you're playing this wizard subclass. It is important to note that a lot of the focus around this wizard subclass, it is trying to basically, really what the theme is trying to keep itself alive, and you're going to see a lot of combat features and little things here and there that are basically going to help you survive in combat, but also kind of help heal yourself.
Yep, and we didn't do a class-o-matic for this, but it's fairly defensive.
Yeah, definitely. Defensive for oneself, if anything, but there may be a couple of workarounds if you want to help the party.
Self-preservation. It's very important. Do you want to get into this one?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So our first one is Eternal Acolyte.
Yeah, so essentially you can start picking cleric spells that are Necromancy or Transmutation, which is a really cool thing. There's actually a lot of really neat spells that you can pick that you wouldn't normally get as a wizard. Example would be like Enhance Ability, Revivify, Harm, Regenerate, anything related to Resurrection that normally is only for the cleric. So it does give you like really awesome access to some pretty important spells, especially ones that are going to be going towards the theme of this Immortality subclass.
And I like the fact that you actually get that that bonus to being able to tell how something died.
Yeah, D&D CSI edition. It's really great. Yeah, so basically you get this advantage whenever you make a medicine check to determine like, how something died, which is a really nice little touch.
It is. It's really cool, but it's not the only ability you get in second level. You also get Arcane Blood Well.
Yeah, so again, kind of like a really cool thing. It kind of reminds me a little bit about smiting, but like except you're healing yourself. So basically as a bonus action, you can expend a spell slot to basically regain 1d8 per the level of that spell slot.
Which is really, really cool, but you can also you can forego that health.
Yes.
And get rid of some disease and such.
Yeah, exactly. Again, pretty balanced ability. D8, especially as you're kind of progressing through that wizard tree, is nothing really major. And kind of having the option, again, healing yourself as the feature is actually really fitting, and it's nothing too overpowered.
And I really like how it goes with the theme though, too, with that, because if you think about it, the whole theme of this particular class is that, you don't necessarily want to go out and do necromantic this or necromantic that.
Right, that's not like your focus.
You're stealing things from what the cleric does and bringing it down to its most arcane points so that you could just prolong your life. It's all about you.
Yeah, right. And you're just borrowing those necromancy and transmutation spells just to kind of keep you alive a little longer.
But doesn't borrowing mean you're going to give it back?
Maybe, we'll see.
Okay. Oh, there's more. You also get Liberated Anatomy.
Yeah, so this basically adds a feature where whenever you're casting a spell that requires concentration and it only targets you can either give yourself +2 to your AC or +2 to Dexterity, Strength, or Constitution saving throws during that spell's duration.
More safety for self.
Yes, exactly. Again, kind of going to the idea that while you're trying to cast these spells, and most likely it's going to be something that's going to be healing or keeping you alive, you really want to make sure it's going to go through. So kind of adding that defensive kind of check or AC. So
yeah. This next one here at 10th level is Unfettered Body.
Yeah, so don't have to eat, sleep, or drink, which is always a nice feature. You age a lot slower too. So basically every 10 years for you is a year. Nice.
But that Arcane Recovery is really awesome. So anytime you use that Arcane Recovery, you get rid of all those extra detrimental effects.
Yeah, which is really nice. I mean, the fact that you not only are going to be regaining some of those spell slots on that short rest, the fact that you can kind of get rid of a condition is a pretty major thing. You're kind of, again, saving a spell slot or some kind of feature to get actually rid of that ability. So it's really nice.
Now, I have a question on this last ability. I really like it. And this is the way I would totally do Immortality for my players.
Ah, interesting.
and that is Soul Safe. Now, this takes a lot of reading, so we gotta go really, really fast.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have 24 hours to kill, you can do this ritual, and you infuse a non-magical object with this kind of magical energy. AC of 21, HP of 10. It has a lot of resistances to different kinds of damage, and essentially, it's basically the D&D life jacket, and heavy quotes on the life part.
Yeah, so long as you die on the same plane of existence that this thing exists, you come back with your full health, but
you do get that level of exhaustion as well.
Yeah. But I think it's a very fair play on how to do that with it. I really like the fact that it actually only has 10 HP. I mean, it does have a 21 AC, so, you know, it does, you know, it's going to be a lot to take that hit, and it's got, you know, if someone's targeting it directly.
Right, yeah, they're trying to snipe it. And it's important to note, you can only have one at a time. There is thankfully a caveat where if you try to make another one, the other one kind of like goes back to a regular item. But this is like a really nice capstone ability. And it's funny because, like, I don't know why I thought a little bit of Artificer when I heard like tiny non-magical object.
It's true.
But it's a really, really nice feature that, again, like you said, it's a really balanced way of kind of having that free revive and, you know, having it, you know, still be pretty balanced and fit the theme of the subclass.
Now, I think the cool thing about that, though, is that the trinket actually disappears once you revive that way. And you are gaining that level of exhaustion every time you do this. And it does take you 24 hours of a ritual in order to make another one. So it's got this whole thing where you just kind of keep going.
Right. I did want to mention that, like, it's not really a quick thing that you can do. Most likely, you're probably going to have like one every session, and like maybe you're going to die. But kind of going over the entirety of the subclass, the really nice thing about it is that it really kind of nails down a theme, which we did talk about in our homebrew help episode number 1.
Check it out. We're going to put a link up there.
Of course. But again, it's going into picking a theme of this subclass and kind of picking a lot of abilities and spells that are going to encompass what exactly you can do underneath the umbrella of that theme.
And I think this is a great one. You guys can check this out again. We'll post the link to it below. Reddit link below. We don't really do a lot off of Reddit, but now we're starting to get into them, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. And Flashpointbrews actually has a couple other things on there if you do want to check it out. But yeah, we are kind of expanding to other avenues and stuff like that. If you do want to see more of our videos, like more reviews on classes, races, items, monsters, be sure to subscribe down below. You can hit the bell notification to make sure you get a little ding whenever we upload a video.
That's right. And remember, the best campaigns are always the ones that are homebrewed. So until next time,
keep brewing.